Hi, Gordon out here in the shop with another week of the Unscripted Series. I'm out here with Zoe the shop dog. What's she got now? Oh, some old tape. Oh well. So I had an experience yesterday that opened my eyes up to a couple of interesting facets of the ukulele building. And you'd think after years of doing this and building so many instruments that there wouldn't be any new discoveries, but there are. If you've watched the Birth of a Mayamoe series, you know that Shar and I split up our tasks, and I work on neck and fretboard and finish work, and she builds the body. Erin shares a lot of those steps with both of us. So I'm generally over here doing this sort of finish work and stringing up the instruments and so forth. Shar is over here in this part of the shop doing side bending and putting in kerfing and putting the body together. One of the things that Shar does is she marks the top and back, and she marks it for the center line and for bracing. And I was thinking, if someone ever wanted to come to the shop and said, "Hey, can I help out?" Well, the first thing we'd say is, I don't know what there is that you could really do. I mean, everything requires a lot of training. But maybe they'd look around. Maybe if it was you, you'd look around and say, well, certainly I can just mark the plates. I mean, come on, there's templates and a ruler and a pencil. Certainly I could do that. Well, yesterday I had a little free time on my hands, and I asked Shar if I could help her out with anything. And she said, yeah, you could help me, mark the plates. I thought, well, that's certainly something I can do, even though I don't usually do it. I'm sure that I can do it. Well, it turned out it actually made my stomach, it got sick to my stomach in a way. Like, it made me so nervous. And I realized that, it is just as critical and important a job as anything we do. And in fact, in a way, maybe more so, because it really is the foundation. It sets a tone for how that entire instrument will be constructed. So I go here to, mark a plate. And what we've got to do is take this ruler, and the first thing we've got to do is mark a center line. And we've got to do that on both sides. Well, it's not so simple already, because if it's the show side, you don't want that pencil line to go all the way down, because you're going to have to sand it off later. You do need it, but you want it to just be on the little bit near the top of the instrument, near the neck, and a little bit down here. So, okay, I can do that. And then it turns out, well, it's not quite so simple. You don't want to hit that pencil in very hard. You don't want that mark to be very hard there, because you do have to sand it off, and it's going to dent the wood. But on the non-show side, the inside of the instrument, you need that line to be pretty dark, because we've got to see when it comes time to brace it, you've got to be able to see that really well and have it jump out at you. Okay, I think I can do that. Well, wait a minute. Which side is the show side? How do I know if you hand me a stack of plates? Oh, wait a minute. Okay, the show side is the one without the tape. So that's our system there. So this would be the show side. Well, the next thing is I got to find the center line. And on some woods, the center line jumps right out at you. But there are other woods where it doesn't. Now, this is one where it's actually pretty easy to see, because I've got this figuring and it comes in nicely here. And so I can see my center line. But I'll tell you, I marked, I think, 5 sets of plates yesterday, and I had to erase my lines on 2 of them. I thought I had it right, and then I went to look after I'd done the front and the back, and they didn't quite match up, because it's really easy to mistake a grain line for that center line. The other thing that really gets you is that the one place the pencil doesn't want to go is on the center line, because there's glue on it. And glue is harder than wood. And so that pencil, just like a drill bit, it actually wants to waver off that center line. The last thing it wants to do is sit there and ride that icy center line. Well, you'd think by this point that I've described all the intricacies that there could possibly be, but no, because the other question is, which way is up and which way is down. Now the center line doesn't care, but as soon as I get my little marking template, then it cares. Let's get out, that's a tenor pineapple. I'm just going to get out one of the tenors. There's a front. So obviously when I go to mark my bracing, and I better remember that this goes on the inside, remember that's the show side, here's the inside, there's the tape, it's going to go here, right? Well, does it? Or does it go like that? So I say to Shar, hang on a minute, how do I know which way it goes? And she said, well, you got to go to Uke Tracker and look at the picture that we've posted, because that's where I, and maybe with the eventual owner, decided which way is up. So, all right, great. I've looked at the picture, I've got it. This way is up, I'm ready to go. Oh, wait a minute. Does it go up there? Or does it go down here? Or somewhere in between? How do I know that? She said, well, you got to ask me, because that's really an artistic decision. And I get that. Like, man, sometimes the difference between it being up there and up there is night and day. And, you know, this is where she's just got the eye. And so, you know, I ask her, and she tells me where it goes. I can mark the outline. I can see these little straight sides here. I mark that with my pencil. I got it. I take it off. And there's one last thing, which is this piece of tape goes away. Don't need that anymore. And right up here where the neck block is going to go, I've got to write in pencil the instrument number and type so that we have that recorded, and it's kind of a check and balance later on in the system. So, you know, what's my point here? My point is that something as simple as measuring and marking actually takes, there's a lot to it. It's not just throw down the pencil and the template. And it does set the tone for the entire build of the instrument. But it also is like, after years of doing this and doing it with Shar, I have my part, she has hers, and every once in a while, one of us will get involved in a way that we'll gain an appreciation for what the other one is doing. And inevitably we'll say, I had no idea that you were doing that, or it was that hard, or that there were that many steps to it. So this was another one of those aha moments. It really affected me all day long. All right, I'll see you next week with another edition of Unscripted.